What's that? You want to know who was worse, the Gestapo or those icy agents in Minneapolis and, let's be honest, all over the country now? I can't tell you specifically who was worse. It's more of a philosophical or ethical discussion. But what I can do is show you the facts. For those that don't know, I am a former elementary school teacher, and I have just completed the assignment of the future, and I'm going to show you what I found out. This is probably not elementary school level, but it is eventually, I'm sure, going to be an assignment. See, I did a Venn diagram, you remember those, with the Gestapo and ICE. I'm aware, it's backwards. I'm going to read it to you. Not that much was the same, honestly. In the same category, in the middle there where they overlap, number one, terror. Yes, both are terrorist organizations. And number two, history repeats itself, which isn't even a similarity. It's just comparing the two. Let me walk you through my findings, and then you can decide in your own ethical or philosophical way who was worse, the Gestapo or ICE. So let's start with number one. The Gestapo operated in an open dictatorship. No one pretended it was just or lawful. It just was. They were out and they were open about it. ICE, on the other hand, operates inside what is left of a democracy. Congress funds ICE. The court system allows abuses, and there is a public normalization of their terrorist behavior, both at the top, at the federal government level, and among U.S. citizens. Number two, the Gestapo was small in force, and it relied heavily on informants as well as fear. Because they were limited in size, they knew that in order to terrorize people, they kind of had to play with their heads a little bit. So they integrated into society, and they relied on neighbors to tell on neighbors. And so people kind of moved extra carefully so as not to be picked up and sent to a camp. In fact, there were around 69 million Germans at the start of World War II, and only about 60 to 70,000 members of the Gestapo. You do the math on that one. In terms of ICE, though, ICE works with our local police, private prison corporations, contractors, employers, and even data brokers. Number three, the Gestapo used terror. They did, but they didn't systematically justify things like family separation. They just did it. They weren't cowards about it. In terms of ICE, though, they separate families and then turn around and say, well, it's policy. They use it as a deterrent for people to behave certain ways, and separating families is defended administratively. Last but not least, we have number four. Violence with the Gestapo, it was just overt and intentional and out there, and they did it with 10 toes down and their chests out and were prideful about it. There was no hiding what they were doing. They did it and they meant it. In terms of violence with ICE, though, they're a little bit more cowardish, because what happens is they blame violence on unfortunate side effects of what is going on, like they were resisting arrest or she tried to run her car into me. You know what I'm saying? And so as a result, it's hard to pin that violence on any one person or decision maker. Like I said, you decide for yourself who is worse. It's an ethical dilemma, but there's definitely some differences that matter.